Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Ziad Madib. I'm the Customer Relationship Manager at Great Place to Work, Qatar. Today's webinar is on how management can invest in employees' well-being. And our speaker today is Mr. Gabi Salome, the General Manager of The One. Hello, Mr. Gabi.
Hi Ziad, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Thanks you for having me today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Just a small thing about me, because you introduced my name. I lead the team here in Qatar for The One. We are part of a bigger company here in Qatar, and part of it we have the furniture section, which The One is under it. Surprisingly, this year we are celebrating our 20 years. So the first store of The One Qatar opened in 2003. And we are very happy to be on this journey with Great Place to Work, because of you today, we have been certified every year. I think for the past 12 years, maybe with Great Place to Work. And this is a great journey. And we hope that we continue with you for the next 12 years as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your introduction. We are very happy to have The One as a strategic partnership. We call it strategic partnership, especially here in Qatar. And we want to always celebrate with you this outstanding milestone to be certified as a great place to work and one of the best workplaces in Qatar. So I just want to have a small chit chat with you and take people through our webinars. So I'll start direct with the first question, if you don't mind. So more specifically for The One, what do you define as an employee's well-being, and how do you know that has successfully invest in it?
It's a very good question, actually. And well-being I mean, when people hear well-being, they think first thing about it is about your health.
Correct.
And they think about it about having a safe home, having security. But the way we do it is different. To be happy as an employee and the well-being, you should be happy. So how can we bring happiness? By bringing happiness, your well-being is off the roof. If you're happy, you're going to perform better. If you're happy, you're going to come with a positive mind to work. You're going to go back to your family in a positive mind, and you're going to sleep well. This is the most important thing, when you sleep well. And all this will relate to your health, a good health. And when you have a good health, you don't have to worry much about it. So we tap it in different ways. The most important one is let the employee get engaged on a daily basis. Let them get engaged in something. They're not engaged in something, they're not get bored. They're going to sit on a very lazy sofa and do nothing and getting depressed, So it has so many things about it. How do we invest in it? Uh, when you say word investment, it's really relating to money, but we don't do it like that.
Okay.
We give it from the heart.
Oh,
If you treat your employee from the heart with love, it makes a huge difference. This is the biggest investment you can do. And it's a hard investment to us as leaders to be there every day for an employee, especially when you have above 100 employee.
oh.
So
Well, out of income, I just wanted to know also something I know also about you, that out of the 100 that is in Qatar, you at least 90% of the employees, you know their name. So this is something that I really love about the one, to be honest, and the kind of engagement, which is take me also to the second question. What kind of initiative that the one has taken previously for the employees' well-being, and what about the future?
well, I think what we're doing is working well for us. So we were going to continue doing it. And like everything else in this life, you evolve. So we look around and we evolve with our stuff.
Hmm.
We evolve in the meaning of working with them every day, but not just like so. You know, these days, especially in the Middle East, most of your employee they are here without their family.
Correct.
They work and to support their family abroad. Social media has made it so much easier now by being on the social media and to connect with your family, but it's not the same. You always need that support who is next to you. You always need that someone who can really rely on your shoulder.
Hmm.
It's even to support on family or support at work or try to tackle on where is the problem. If we see someone who is sad, if we see someone who is being angry, anger, there is always a sign for anger. Anger means there is something negativity going around you without knowing it deep inside. So we try to dig in, we try to support, to bring them back and make them happy. Like I said, we base everything on happiness. So I think we should do, maybe in the future we're going to do like a meter that can measure happiness from 1 to 10. So if you're from 5 to 10, we need to go and speak to you and say, okay, why are you 5 to 10 today? Let's make you 8 to 10, and tomorrow we're going to make you 10 to 10. You know,
Oh,
uh, we try to support them. We try to see each case per case. You cannot treat your staff all the same. You treat them fairly, but you cannot treat them the same. It's the same when you have kids. If you have 3 kids, you cannot make the 3 kids happy. There is no way. Trust me. I have 3 kids. I try to make them on at the same time happy, all of them, the three of them. It's impossible.
wow.
Everybody has his own character and their own way to find happiness. Why I'm focusing on happiness? Because again, happiness is the success of well-being of your employee. I can guarantee you this. So we did a lot. We did a lot. We do the blood donation,
Okay.
and by giving back to the community,
Hmm.
your staff appreciate a lot. If you see from the Great Place to Work survey, the comments, most of them are about CSR. They
Correct.
appreciate what the company is doing to their community. We never failed doing the blood campaign. When we started it, it was 15 years ago. Even during COVID, we continue giving blood, even during COVID. So we
Wow.
did it 15 years in a row. This year is going to be 16s. We do it usually in March. There is something called the Blood Day. Scary name, but it's called the Blood Day, where the people go and give blood the most. Uh, we support them with their day off. We support them with if they need to take a rest.
Okay.
We don't take it out from the day off. We tell them, okay, go ahead, go have a rest, go to your family, or go see what you need to do. But keep your mind focused. If we see them out in the cloud, they're not focusing. Better them to be and rest than to be at work and not focusing. You know.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. And in the future, we're going to continue doing the same. But like I said, we're going to make a happiness measurement. Maybe we'll try to create one.
This is
I love
something new, actually, to be honest.
happiness. I'm going to write it down to
Yeah, please.
happiness. Yeah, we're going to measure happiness in the future.
Okay.
That's good.
You took us through a bit of challenges through your journey, and I just want to ask you, what would you say that the most challenging part of taking care of employees' well-being in your organization? Any examples of challenges that you have faced, especially as I know also, we've been past COVID, too
Yeah.
many things. So yeah.
Uh, yeah, during COVID, it was a different story. And I think because of COVID, we learned so much. We learned so much. So we became more compassionate with our staff. Because we felt it, and COVID hit everyone. There is
Mhm.
not one single person I know who knows someone in his family, direct in his family, had COVID, ended up in the hospital,
Yeah,
tried to survive it. We all saw it, and it was a big impact on everyone.
correct.
We learned to be more close to ourselves. During COVID, we used to be in touch every day, thanks to technology and this like what you're doing now, the live on Zoom, e-teams. It makes us closer together, but at the same time we were far apart. But we didn't feel it because we took a commitment during COVID to do, especially with my leaders, so they can go to their staff and talk to them because they were with them on each department head, to
Mhm.
meet every day. And we did quite a record because we met above a year, 365 days every day on Teams for 10 minutes every day. We made that commitment, either on Friday, even on the day off.
Mhm.
We met, we discussed, and most of the discussions were about our staff, about their challenges, and what we can do to support them. And it was an amazing time in terms of getting closer together as a team, getting closer together as a company. Not an amazing time because of the COVID, no, people getting sick, but for us, we learned a lot. And I still, until today, like today, we are meeting online. Before we used to go on meetings. Now we're doing it online because everybody's in different countries. So that's a positive note from what we learned. Also, the challenge that we face in the company, the most challenge you face is when you evolve in the company and you do some changes
Mhm.
and you've got the staff resistance on those changes. All of a
Okay.
sudden you say, we're not going to do this anymore. We're going to do it that way. And when you have staff that are being used to do things on their way and they want to do it on the different way where the company is asking them to do it,
Mhm.
that's a bit of a challenge. And this is where we go and we don't implement the change all of a sudden. We prepare them for the change and then we do the change to keep them on a positive note.
I think that also will take me to the other or to the next question. How would employees' well-being affect the productivity of your employees? So could you give us like some sample, for example?
Sorry, again, which one?
Like how would your employees affect the productivity of your
Mm.
employees? Can you give us some examples?
Uh, of course, because when you do well-being, again, we're going to go to happiness, right?
Hmm.
And when you're happy, your health is perfect. You barely get sick. So this is one of the important because we measured it. We measure every year out of those employee how many times we've got absence employee for how many
Okay.
days, how many times they filed up for sick leave.
Okay.
Those days count as a company. At the end of the day, you are paying for those days while being the employee not coming to work. Right?
Correct.
And every year is getting shorter and shorter. So we have less sickness,
Hmm.
lead to less absenteeism. So the employee is coming to work. They're not getting sick. That helps a lot. I mean, because of that, we learned a lot from it. The engagement is better. The engagement is much better because they feel accountable and they feel responsible for their work. And this is
Correct.
starting from the lowest grade we have to the higher senior. We empower them. We give them empowerment to take decisions. We let them do some mistakes to learn from the mistakes. And from those mistakes, we call them back in. We talk about their mistakes and how we can do it better. We cannot go and punish them for the mistakes. That's the biggest
Hmm.
thing you can do, you know. They become better in decision making. When they do better decision making, it leads to faster service. So today, if they're facing a problem with the customer, they don't need to call their manager to take a decision. They will take that decision. So
Okay.
we cut off those phone calls to all their managers, and you know, faster process. They
The
feel
yeah.
proud. They feel proud because they are engaged. They feel
Mhm.
proud because they can take those decisions by themselves. You know, unless they think it's something really big, then they can discuss it with the department heads. Uh, and the retention, it increased the retention. Your employee are the same. I can tell you this from a fact. Today, from the 20 years, we are at 81% retention.
Wow.
81% retention. This year, we have 8 staff celebrating 20 years with the one Qatar. 8. That's a big number for 20 years. One of them is me. So I was half my age. No, not really. I'm bigger than anyway. Let's stay young. I was almost half my age when I joined the one. So it's amazing. It's
So
amazing when I see
would say
others.
that's it's like more emotional connection, or yeah, emotional connection to the brand itself or to the management, let's say.
Absolutely. If you put it right here, it's emotional to the brand. You should never be emotional to the business.
Correct.
Otherwise, you cannot do business. But yes, emotional to the brand and the brand value, emotional to the brand image.
Correct.
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. Perfect.
You got it
Um,
right.
yeah. So would you like to share with us special tips, which is I know it's a bit confidential, but I want to take it from you actually, of the smaller companies and startup, especially let's say in Qatar, how they are working hard to invest in their employees' well-being, which is something also, let's say, new in our region, you know?
Uh, it's a simple thing. It's very simple. Like I said, it's create happiness in your work environment. How do you want to create it? It's tough because we are not always happy, you know, but we need to find how we can create that happiness. All right. So, uh, to me, I'll give you an example. I'll give you a simple example. Like you said, I know all my employee by their names, but I also make sure every month I meet them one by one. I talk to them, even for 5 minutes. I'll go touch base and tell them, I'll go joke with them. I'll
Mm,
go challenge them, and I'll go open a normal conversation, and it means a lot to them. You won't believe
correct.
how much it means to them when you go and touch base with each employee you have, and they know I come randomly. At the end of the day, when you're a leader, this is part of your job is to go and socialize with your staff. You know,
Oh, so you're trying to close the gap between higher management and frontliner employees, let's say.
uh, uh, yeah. I wish we can not say we don't have higher management or we don't have seniors. We are all the same at the same. But you must have that respect of.
Respect.
I mean, this is business at the end of the day. People can take more decision than the rest, but which decision, which responsibility you can give it
Mhm.
away. Don't keep it for yourself. Give it away to your staff. Let them take that decision. Let them fail. Everybody fails in life. Otherwise, it's going to be boring. You know.
I think this is the most fearing thing of employees, of failing, you know, in terms of work, and they're a bit worried of, you know, what's happened after I failed, let's say. So, for example, if I'm at the one as a frontliner and by accident, let's say I did a big mistake, or let's say, and which is Mr. Gabi, you know about it. So, how you usually react with that,
Okay, I'll give you a very good example.
please?
Last year, when we won Great Place to Work,
Okay.
and we were so happy with the award that we received.
Mhm.
And that award was going around from one staff to another to take selfie, take a picture with it, with the trophy. And I was out of the country. One of the staff dropped it and broke it.
Okay.
You know, she was in tears and she didn't know
Wow.
what to do. It's a trophy broken. We were so happy with the place to work. What can we do? And then I received an email with, I cannot explain how big what that email was, an apology, but it's an accident. You didn't take that trophy and throw it off the floor to break it. So what do you do in that case? I explained you don't need to worry about breaking the trophy. A trophy is something we can replace.
Correct.
Nothing happened. Just continue. So they were, she was in tears and too emotional, but it's just simple things. Why do you want to get angry for a broken trophy? It's fine. I'm sure Gilbert Stewart is going to replace it for me, which they
Mm.
promised they will do. So,
I'll ask her.
it's simple things. The gesture, simple gesture. It's just be simple, be humble, be happy with your staff. Talk to them. Important, very important. Touch base with them.
Perfect, perfect. So I just want to go as we finish our question, but I just want to go to the Q&A question with the audience, maybe. So if you don't mind, we can start with Mr. Jules Yusuf, and he asks, as well-being is important for individual at workplaces, but does employees' well-being have a direct impact on financial KPI? That's a great question, actually.
I think the question is for me.
I think so.
But like we said before, happy staff leads to happy customer. Happy customer leads to shopping more from your store
Mhm.
because they feel to the belonging of the customer. Take yourself as a customer and you go into any store.
Okay.
The smile, they're genuine. They smile for you, the staff. They're very
Mhm.
genuine with you. They're being honest. They're knowledgeable. This is very important. They know what they're doing. They're knowledgeable about their product. You will not ask for the price anymore. If the service is there, it doesn't matter which store you are. Maybe those very cheap stores or very high end store.
I
It
am.
doesn't matter
Yeah.
where you are. If you get the right service, you get a happy staff, you're going to invest in that store. You're going to buy. That's when it comes to me. I do the same. If you're not
Correct.
happy with the staff, usually you leave angry and they will ruin your day. Then you have to
One,
measure your
yeah,
happiness.
one of the key elements
So
actually I found
it
out about one.
definitely has an impact on the KPI. Definitely, it
Perfect. And
definitely
one
has.
of the beauty things about the one that I visited a few stores here in Qatar, that the smile once you enter the shop, I think this is you invest in time and money as well and training on training people how to being welcoming to the store and making happy customer as well, right?
Absolutely, happiness. We don't train them how to smile. We're not an airline. you know, this is a very genuine smile. I guarantee you this. At the airline, they smile for you because they are forced to smile, no matter what happened in the airlines industry. But in the store, definitely, I'm happy to hear that from you. Really, I'm really happy that you had that experience
One of the
because
key elements, to be honest.
this is all about what you want to be with our customers.
Perfect. I think that's all as a question from the team so far. So I just want to, I don't want to actually close this session, but I'm very happy to have this session with you today, Mr. Gabi. For sure, we'll meet again. And thank you so much for having us today. And we are very happy for this session. And please, if you want to say anything, we're happy to.
Yeah, thank you so much. Like I said, well-being is about happiness, but also the question that came from Jules asking about the KPI, but
Mhm.
how did we make it better? Is this is straight now? I don't have it on my notes, but because of Great Place to Work, we learned so much, guys. I really recommend for every company to do that, because when you do that survey, it's not just about the questionnaire, it's about the comment that comes anonymously from your staff. They were amazing this year. I was going through them, 93 comments. I was in tears when you hear
Wow.
those stories, each story. It was amazing. And you learn from them. Because for next time in the future, there is always a gap for enhancement. There is always a place to do it better. You don't stop. There is no roof. Even when they tell you I'm at 99% or 100%, there is always somewhere you can make it even better to hit the top. So yeah, we are very happy. We learned a lot from GPTW, and we are there. We want to continue because we can see the impact that it's happening with our staff.
We're very happy
So
to
thank
hear
you,
that.
guys.
Thank you so much. We are very happy to hear that. And yeah, as I mentioned in the beginning, this is strategic partnership that we have with the one for the last few years, and we are very excited to continue this strategic partnership. Thank you again, Mr. Gabi, and have a good day.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
See you. Bye.
Bye.